Now this, more than 200 economists told the Financial Times that Donald Trump's MAGAnomics policies will damage growth. They also claimed that Trump's second term will spur inflation and lead to more caution from the Federal Reserve on rate cuts. Brian Wesbury joins me now. Brian, look, the FT is not exactly a fan of Donald Trump. I'm sure they could find economists that kind of reflect that. But what do you think of Donald Trump's policies? And will it lead to growth like it did in his first term?
Yeah, Ashley, I'm just reminded the Federal Reserve has, I think, 400 economists on staff, and they said inflation was transitory. So whenever you get a big group of economists together telling you this, I take it with a grain of salt. I am not one of those 200. Here's the my worry about what Trump wants to do is a good one. In other words, we need to cut spending and regulation, and over the long term, that's going to be really positive for growth. But one of the things that has been boosting economic activity in the last couple of years, unfortunately, is deficit spending. And so if we go from 2 years of $2 trillion budget deficits, and then let's say Musk and Ramaswamy and the Trump team are able to cut $1 trillion of that spending out, let's just use that number, then we only have a $1 trillion deficit, and that's less stimulus. So we might pay a price in the short term to get long-term gains. And I think we've become addicted to government spending. It's kind of like addicted to sugar or caffeine or, drug. There's a withdrawal pain that comes, but the benefits down the road are fantastic. So the Trump MAGA policies, I think, are going to be great for the economy in the long run, even if it slows growth in the short term.
All right, I want to get to this one, Brian. Democrat strategist James Carville, never short of a phrase or two. He coined the phrase, actually, it's the economy, stupid. That was back in 1992. He's now admitting that Democrats lost the 2024 election because of the economy. Would you agree with that?
No, I mean, it didn't help. It didn't help, that's for sure. But there were a ton of things that people voted on: immigration, the woke DEI policies, all of that kind of stuff. Men and women's sports, we get all of that. But just to hand something to Carville here, the economy didn't help Biden, not at all. And think about it. He $2 trillion deficits. They were pushing money into the economy like we've. It's the most irresponsible budget deficits in the history of the United States, and yet they still couldn't win on the economy. And I think one of the key reasons is inflation. Inflation is political kryptonite. If we go back to the late 70s, early 80s, all the governors, all the mayors and presidents, everybody was a one-term president, one-term mayor, one-term governor, because inflation kills people and living standards.
It does. It certainly does. We'll have to leave it there. But Brian Wesbury, great stuff, Brian. Lovely to talk to you today. Thank you very much.
Happy New Year,
by the way, President Biden, you too.